Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So today is Sunday, the 9th of April, 2023, and on the background here, you can see the telescope. That's to watch out for Jesus when he comes for the rapture of the church. So I already got my equipment ready and set up. So yesterday I went to visit my father and I got to ride my Honda CRV, which was a pretty good treat. It's very addictive riding that bike, a lot of fun and very thrilling, And today, well, I'm just about to go and see him again, I guess celebrating this Passover, Easter break, if you like. And one of my other brothers is coming over with his wife and kid, we're gonna be continuing on these family gatherings, if you like. But anyway, I wanted to come on my channel this morning before I leave, okay, to give you a little bit more about the rapture and also the geopolitical, and also how to deal with the end times as well, which I think is very important. Now, I'm still hearing, a few YouTubers out there that the rapture of the church is imminent and that it can happen at any moment. And I did a big time video just recently, about this on my channel, okay? And but I'm gonna game over you guys right now, especially those that say that the rapture of the church is imminent and that it can happen at any moment. Now, look, don't get me wrong, some people are probably thinking, does this guy watch, the news at all, uh, you know, and does he consider the times that we are in, does he watch, the geopolitical? I'm watching the geopolitical very closely, don't get me wrong, but the problem with the rapture is that it has two components to it, okay? The first one is what Jesus told us in Matthew 24, if you like, as part of the Olivet Discourse, that, when he talks about that in the end times we will see earthquakes in diverse places, famines, pestilences, and things like that. We also got volcanoes erupting around the world, So that's one component, if you like, okay, about the rapture. Now, and the other component is the end time prophecies, okay? You have to put the two of them together. 1 + 1 = 2. And most people, they forget the prophetic component, okay? And all they ever think about is what Jesus told us in the Olivet Discourse in Matthew 24. Look up when you see all these things, your redemption is nigh. I get it. I understand, especially, when you watch the geopolitical around the world. I completely understand that. But don't forget that you also got to take into consideration the prophetic component of the rapture of the church. Like what I always talk about, what they are, Isaiah 17.1, the prophecy in Jeremiah 49, the Elam prophecy, the Ezekiel 38, 39 war, and also the rebuilding of the third temple. Now, this said on my previous video that the prophecy of Isaiah 17.1 is a standalone Bible prophecy. It sure is, and we're not sure how that prophecy is going to come to pass, perhaps by a war situation line, but nonetheless, I put it in my end time Bible package, if you like, because it's a prophecy that could possibly come to pass during the end times, perhaps Israel doing a flyover, to Syria. We know that Hezbollah is smuggling weapons into Syria, and then, they get transferred to Hezbollah, Hamas, and so on. You guys know the story behind all of this. So, and we know that just in the past 2 weeks, Israel has done a lot of bombardment in Syria, okay? So you guys are well aware of all this now. So yeah, don't forget, and I'll get to the game over in a minute. So don't forget that we got to take into consideration both components of the rapture, what Jesus told us in Matthew 24, and also the component of the end time Bible prophecies, okay? Now, having said this, then, to game over all those people that say that the rapture of the church is imminent and that it can happen at any moment, maybe say, oh, in the next 5 minutes, forget about the next 5 minutes. Let's have the rapture right now, for argument's sake, so that I can game over you guys, with this video. If we have the rapture of the church right now, those that have believed on Jesus, we are now in heaven, okay? We are in heaven. And the five and more have not come to pass yet because we just had the rapture. Okay, we are in heaven. And so I'm going to be walking up to Jesus and saying, hey, Jesus, with all your respect, you're my Lord and Savior. I'd like to ask you, how come you took us out at the rapture without fulfilling the end-time Bible prophecies, that you told us about in the Bible, How come they didn't come to pass, with all your respect, we when we read the Bible, we know that that's literal, it's prophetic and reliable. And so, obviously, it will take a lot of nerve to say this, but this is making, God a liar. And, when I say this to Jesus, he's going to say to me, okay, well, let me scratch my head here. And he's going to say, well, you're right. The reason that I had the rapture is because, most people are desperate for it. They drive me just about nuts with it. And, I picked them up at the rapture and now we are here. But, you're right, and, God is not a liar. So Jesus is going to say to me, hey, go and pass me a loudspeaker. Here, Jesus, he's your loudspeaker. And he's going to get on his loudspeaker. Let's just pretend that this thing is the loudspeaker. And Jesus is going to be saying to everybody in heaven, hey, gather. We need to come back down to earth because I'm not a liar. And these 5 plus more have not come to pass like I promised in my word in the Bible. So, until, all the end time Bible prophecies that have been prophesied to come to pass, before the rapture of the church, we are not going to get out of here. And so let me ask you, what sort of comeback do you have to this comment that I just made now? None. Game over. So, I say this to pastors, when you're out there preaching, don't just mention, the first component, which many of them do, about Matthew 24, the Olivet Discourse. In the high, when you see all these things, look up, your redemption draws nigh because, obviously, like I just said, volcanoes, earthquakes, pestilence, and so on, famine. Yeah, that's true, that's one, but don't forget to mention the second component, the prophetic component, because the rapture of the church, like I did on a video a long time ago, I think it was on Psalm 83, maybe a few months ago, I said the rapture of the church is not a Christian issue. It is a Judaism issue because it is Israel that will trigger the rapture of the church with this package of end-time Bible prophecies. And so this is what people need to understand. Look, I'm watching the geopolitical very closely. I'm a smart fella. I'm on YouTube all the time watching all the very latest. And, I have given you many Bible decipherings. Do you not think then that I'm watching the geopolitical very closely? I'm watching everything that is happening out there, So this is what I wanted to say. Okay, so we got 8 minutes. I don't want to keep this video too long now. Obviously, yeah, you guys might have seen what's happening in Israel now. The situation there with, the Palestinians on top of Temple Mounts, all these riots that they are causing. We all know that this happens on a yearly basis. And that Israel's having tensions with Hamas and Hezbollah, they're firing rockets from southern Lebanon and also from the Hamas Strip. But look, Israel is very experienced on this and they will take care of business. So, I don't think that we should be worried about this situation. Israel can deal with this. So they always have, they always will. So I don't think that there are any issues there. Look, if we do have, the big war, which many Bible scholars are predicting before the CQ 38, 39, in other words, Israel taking care of Hezbollah in southern Lebanon, that will do it without too much trouble because, Israel has the capability to take care of business, if you like. So don't worry about that. Now, moving along then, I just want to say or talk just a little bit about how to deal with the end times, with everything that is happening in the geopolitical and post-COVID, how, many corporations, many companies went under or went, under bankruptcy, if you like. We got supply chain issues. Many people lost their jobs, careers, and many people perished during this COVID-19. And, the world economy now is in tatters. We got high inflation all over the world. As a result of this post-COVID, many countries have had to borrow money to prop up their economies. And so most countries in the world are in big debt, big time. It's going to take several decades to, repay all this money back. Like in Australia, they talk about that it could possibly take 80 to 100 years to repay, the big loans that our government has to borrow to prop up our economy as a result of the COVID-19 situation. So, yeah, many countries are, up to here, in debt. So, but nonetheless, we gotta use, two tools, I believe, to deal with the end times. One is faith, have faith in God, okay, and the other one is that we gotta love one another in order to survive in the end times. Now, uh, because the world economy is in tatters, all over the place, then many people are homeless. Many, like I said just recently, many people lost their jobs, their careers, and so on. And so, you need to realize that we are no longer, uh, you know, part of this world, if you like. Jesus told us that we are not of the world, and so, try not to be too hard on yourself, because we're going to have the rapture of the church very soon. I believe that is, you know, a good 2 years away, if not a little bit longer. I think that I'll get back to Five and Love in a minute, but I think that we're probably going to be getting out right at the end of the church age because, Israel hasn't fulfilled any of its package of end-time Bible prophecies yet. They still have to rebuild the third temple. The Alaska and the Dome of the Rock will have to be demolished to make room for the new third temple. And so this is going to take a little time, folks, to get all these done before we get out of the rapture of the church, because you guys know that according to Isaiah and Micah, the third temple has been prophesied to be fully established, before the rapture of the church. So it's going to take a little while, folks. We just got to be patient. But getting back to faith and, get into your prayer with God, build a good relationship, pray all the time, have faith in God, because allow God to work miracles in your life, So this is a strong message that I want to pass out today to the church. Allow God to work strong miracles in your life, and that can only come by faith, So be on your prayer always. Trust God. Put your burdens, or give your burdens to Jesus or to God if you like, and just give it all to Him. And because the Bible teaches, Jesus teaches that, hey, give me all your burdens, and I will take care of them, So yeah, just have faith, and allow the miracles. Okay, key words, miracles. Allow God to show you the miracles. Allow Him to take care and full control of your life. So in other words, surrender to Him. Be very spiritual, and read your Bibles, because by reading the Bible, then you are in tune with God and with His Word. It's that spiritual connection. Okay. Have you noticed how if you don't read the Bible for like 2 or 3 days, that you get out of tune a little bit? So that's why it's very important that you read your Bible every day, so that you got that spiritual connection with God all the time, that you are fully tuned all the time. And so, it will come to you in that God will give you the things that you need in your life, okay? And I can vouch for that. God has given me everything, and, I don't lack anything, thanks to God. And, I have allowed God to work the miracles to look after me, and I know it works. So that's one of the tools. And the other major one, aside from faith, is love. Love one another, because love conquers all fears. And when you deal with people, if you love them, it breaks down all barriers. When you deal with people, and it conquers all, and there's no fear in love. So those are the two tools that you should be using. Faith and love, and that conquers everything, folks. So I can vouch for that. I'm a witness to that it does work. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say with this video. Almost 15 minutes. Yeah, I'm pretty busy this week with my uni studies and things like that. I gotta get on top of those things in the next few days. I'm already on top of it all, but I still want to be more ahead than what I'm now, because it gives me more time to do other things if you're ahead. So, but anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Happy Resurrection Day. Hope that you guys enjoying this Easter break with your family, with your friends, and things like that. And I will endeavor to do more videos there on the track for you guys. And I'm watching for Jesus here when it comes for the rapture of the church. And so, yeah, I just wanted to say, just finally, folks, remember the two components, not just, look up and your redemption's draw nigh. That's one component. The other is the prophetic. And we are not going to get out of here until they are all done and fulfilled. Now, after the third temple, the Antichrist is going to come out to inaugurate the third temple, okay? And so this triggers the prophecy in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Here it says, let no man deceive you that time shall not come until the man of sin comes about, okay? Just paraphrasing here because I don't have my Bible. And that day, it refers to Jesus coming to pick us up at the rapture, okay? And then simultaneously at the same time, because he's coming out to inaugurate the third temple, it also triggers a prophecy in 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3, that when they talk about peace and safety, bang, sudden destruction, rapture of the church, because what the Antichrist is going to do is he's going to come out on the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3 to reveal himself, and then he's going to be talking about all the peace treaties, like as per Daniel 9:27, the covenant, He's gonna say, oh yeah, all these peace treaties, signature here of Israel and so on, and then bang, rapture of the church. So this is the plan, folks. So I just wanted to say this to edify the church. All right, folks, if you like this video, please give it a like so that it can further edify the church out there. And if you wish, give it a subscription to my channel. I know that some of you guys don't like my scooter running or whatever, especially you guys that are Jesus believers, but hey, that's just my hobbies, if you like, riding my electric scooter and the Silver Wing and so on. And I leave them because, perhaps I can edify, those people that are scooter riders, motorcyclists, and so on, get them to believe on Jesus. So, I think the variety is probably, a good thing, So, but anyway, thanks for watching, folks, and I'll talk to you guys later.